minutes in case you're very uncomfortable with that. So, all right. Okay, geometry textbook, you're getting that today. The normal hardcover version. Make sense? I will give you your online version on Monday. So, because we're not going to really dive deep into the online version yet, but you will have it. So that way you don't have to bring that monstrosity back until after book checks, right? Okay. Mr. Ward, if you don't know, hi, for those who had the class and switched. Model teacher, the reason I put that on the board yesterday was we're going to have administrators and other teachers walk in and sit. Just ignore them. They're here to watch the lesson, not you guys. I might have invited them to watch kind of how we're going to do a project and stuff. So they're going to come and go randomly. Just greet them, think that they're just a normal kid in class, and they'll have a lot of fun. Sometimes they'll even participate. If you knew Miss Greaser from last year, she walked in my math class because I invited her. And she just sat down and just participated in things like with everyone else. She was having a great time. So it was pretty funny to watch that. Everything else, you guys pretty much know the drill. Now, class materials. These are the things that are non-negotiable. I talked about that yesterday. Like, you have to bring this stuff every time you walk in this room. Like, it's not, you can't just walk in here with nothing in front of you. Pencil, pen, if it's erasable. Textbook with book cover. What I mean by that, you're getting that book today, the one I showed you earlier. You need to have a book cover. If you look over there, you have your first assignment of the year. You've got to get a book cover on your textbook by next Wednesday. That's short turnaround. So this weekend, you have to get a book cover. I'll show you kind of the examples I'm talking about, like what a book cover is for me. You need a dedicated notebook. We go through a lot of paper, an excessive amount of paper in here. I'm not that person that, people are always like, oh, Ward, you should, think about the trees. I'm thinking about the trees and we're using them. So, all right. Calculator, you need a calculator. These are great. $10. Perfect. Look at that thing. It's fancy. You need one of those, not that big. But and then you need your Chromebook every single day. I know most people will probably leave the textbook in their locker. Perfect. If you bring your Chromebook, you can access the online version. It's the whole book anyway, and it's kind of cool that you don't have to carry that huge 10-pound book with you everywhere you go. You'll see that book. Okay, textbook, here it is. We talked about this yesterday. It's crazy expensive. I think it was $148 this morning, and that was the used book price. The normal book was $212 or something like that today on Amazon, so don't lose the book that I give you today. You have to bring that back to the end of the year. All the pages should be in there. They're brand new. I think we just got them last year, so they're brand new books. These are the chapters we're going to cover. Calculators. Okay, we have the good ones, like that little guy. That's the go-to one that I like a lot. These are good. These are stupid. Don't buy these. They're expensive and pointless, and you can spend your money on better things than those things. Expectations. You guys know the drill. Challenge yourself. I want you to challenge yourself. Get better every single day. You don't have to be perfect. No one's perfect. You don't have to be that person that's, I'm always the person that's answering questions correctly. You don't have to be that person. I want you to get out of your comfort zone, throw out answers, even though you may not be comfortable. There's only, 11 of you in here? Actually 13. 2 rows of 7. Hey, George?
Yeah.
All right, perfect, right there. Thanks for coming. I better switch. I think I marked you absent. Didn't miss you? Apologies. Okay. Perfect. No. Thanks, sir. Switch. Good. Okay. Welcome. All right. So, challenge yourself. Don't be afraid to throw out answers even though they're wrong. I love when kids are like, hey, answer's 12. It's not even close. Good try though. I like it. Because you're trying. You're trying to participate. You're trying to actively figure out how to do a problem. Okay? I want that. Don't be afraid to fail. It's fine. You can fail at things. I'm not, just give you an idea. I fail at a lot of things, but I try because I like to. I want to learn how to do something. Okay? Things about me that you don't know. I tried to skateboard when I was in college. I tried very hard to be a skateboarder. I'm not a skateboarder. I've wrecked myself plenty of times on it. I failed so many times, it's scary. So, don't be afraid to try things. Okay, cell phones. They need to be up in the caddy. So let's just take care of that right now. So cell phones need to be in the caddy. So stand up, go put your cell phone over there. Mine's already in there. Yes, mine's in there. If I ask you to do it, mine's in there. What? If I'm going to ask you to do it, I have to do it myself. So mine's number 30. Don't take my phone. Perfect. I appreciate it. And for those who aren't putting this up on, I just assume you don't have it. It's in your lockers, so no worries. I'm not going to grill you for it. But here's the thing. I warned you of this yesterday. If a cell phone goes off in my room and it's not up there, now we have a problem. Because now I'm going to grill people until I get the phone. And I don't give up until I have it in my hand. So keep that in mind. But I really appreciate that. Thank you for doing it. All right. But again, anytime you walk in, like the minute you walk in the room, boom, cell phones go up there. Like automatically, just right there. Okay? Disability challenges, you gotta let me know. I'm hard of hearing. If you don't know, I'm extremely bad at hearing. If you have poor eyesight, let me know. I can get you where you need to. If you're colorblind, if you're dyslexic, if you have other things, you gotta let me know. Usually if you have like a major disability, I usually already know about it. But if I don't, you need to make sure that you talk to the nurses and talk to the administrators, because they probably need to document that. So it's not to embarrass you, it's to make sure that you can learn at full potential. So. All right, seating arrangement. You will have seating arrangement. Eventually, since there's only 14 of you here, I will eventually probably get rid of it. You can sit where you like, because there's only 14. There's not 27 like my other classes have. Textbook, you'll get it today. Book cover has to be on it. Book cover is due by Wednesday next week, and yes, you'll get a book here in a minute. It's your book. Now, cheating, not tolerated. I know there's such a thing as Slater. Slater's a nice website. Don't get me wrong, I just said that. It's kind of cool, you can check answers. But don't use it to do your homework. Like, don't just use Slater and just copy everything word for word for word, because you're cheating. You should be trying the homework, and if you want to check an answer, you use that website. And I know I just told you that, because I know I'm not blind. I need to check answers. I'm going to go to the website if I'm using the online version, just like you are, because believe it or not, I know this is going to seem weird. When you guys work on a homework, when I assign an assignment, I'm up here doing it with you. I have a notebook, I'm doing the exact same problems you are. That way you have an answer key with me, you can check online, you can check the back of your textbook, because you guys get a textbook eventually. It has the answer key in the back. So I want to give you no excuses to cheat. I want to give you options to learn it and to be comfortable in here, so you're not worried about always being correct. Right? All right, too much to handle, too bad, so sad. Grades, or I should say homework, 2 to 3 assignments a week, 10 to 25 problems. We do have a lot of homework in here some days. There's weeks where you're like, God, well, you just need to stop. I'm getting behind. You just have to keep working. Just keep grinding at it. Keep working on it, especially time in class. You have to use the time in class I give you to work. Because I will give you plenty of time in class. Now, I'll give you 10 to 15 minutes. Some days I give you 20 minutes to work on just the homework I just assigned. That way you can ask me questions, you can sit and talk to neighbors, you can be with people that are trying the same work as you are, so that you're not going home, because most people's parents, when you go home, don't know how to do geometry. Maybe, think about my parents or my grandparents, my grandfather was out of school at 6th grade. He went to farm. That's what he did. He didn't even get to Algebra 1. So, I mean, some parents, same way. They went through high school, but they never took geometry. Maybe their last class was Algebra 1, because it was just a different time. How would I expect you to go home and ask a parent to do it if they've never done it themselves? So, I'm the expert. I want you to work on it here some days. So just keep that in mind. And yes, ask questions. Have lively conversations. If you need to do a problem, I have no problem with people going up and working on the marker board. Like, you want to see a problem, and you need to see it visually in front of you without working on paper. Grab a marker, go up here. I have 4 marker boards in here. You can explore, you can try it out. Because maybe somebody's like, I'm on that same problem. I have no idea how you're going to do that. Boom, go work on it. Go up to the board and try to figure it out together. Okay, and then you can write down your homework, right? Late work, you can always redo homework. So let's say we had homework, let's say I had a normal book assignment, not a book covenant, but a normal book assignment due next Wednesday, right? And you're doing your homework, you turned it in, I handed it back to you maybe by Friday, it's graded, you see it and you're like, oh, I missed 6 points. You can redo it. Go fix it. Go make fixes. Like, oh, I missed this problem. Oh, I know how I did that. I didn't even distribute correctly. Boom. I fix the math, turn it back in, I grade it for all 100% again. So if you get them right, I should say. So, because the thing is, I don't want you to worry about grades. Grades are stupid. It's a made-up letter. Why is it important? I want you to learn it. If you're learning, that's cool. That's what I want. So you can redo any assignments as long as you've actually attempted it and I've graded it. You can't be that person that's like, I'm not going to do the last 10 questions because I can do them later. You don't get to do that. You have to actually try your problems. Let's see, test quizzes. You can always retake a test once. Any test, every test, you can always redo it one more time after that if you didn't like the score you got. And I always give you the better of the 2 test scores. So you should never be worried about your grade. So, but if you're going to retake a test, you have to talk to me. We'll go through a minimum 10 minutes with me in like a morning after school where we go over the problems you missed. And once you feel comfortable, like, okay, I'm gonna knock this out of the park, I'm gonna go do it, we'll set a time for you to retake it, and you come in at a later time, not during class, but at a later time to retake that test. And it will be a different test. You know, I'm gonna change the problems. It's not gonna be the exact same questions. I'll just pick a different problem from the homework. It'll be the same style, it won't be like more difficult or easy, it'll just be a different test. So, if we do a pop quiz, you can't retake it. Questions on any of the homework stuff? Okay, I think that's more than fair. That's trying to be honest with you about what you can expect. Grading policies. 90s are A's, 80s are B's, 70s are C's, 60s are D's. F goes down to 1, you cannot get a 0 in here. You have to do homework, because if you don't do homework, you're not going to be in this class. That's just how it works. So you have to do homework. Grading. Semesters, 40, 40, 20 rule. 40% of your grade is first quarter, 40% of your grade is second quarter, 20% of your grade is the semester test at the end of the semester. That's how you get your semester grade. So it's 40, 40, 20. 20% is semester test. I know that you're thinking, God, 20% of my grade is a semester test. One test at the end of the semester. You'll be more than fine. It's the homework problems, it's the test questions, it's things we've done, it's the major bullets we should have learned. So there'll be usually things by the point when the time we get to that semester test, you will know how to do that stuff. We review it so many times, it should be the easiest test you probably taken all year. Grade book. There's 3 parts of the grade book. 55% of your grade in your grade book when you're checking JMC, 55% of your grade is from homework. That is an astronomical number compared to what any other teacher in the school will do. Because what do you spend the most time on? Homework, right? That's most of your grade for me. If you don't do your homework, you will fail. If you don't do homework. Because look at that, it's 55% of your grade. It's more than half. You will fail if you don't do homework. Test quizzes are 40%. It's still important that I need to see that you, by yourself, can do a test. That you're not using somebody else to help you out. That you can actually prove that you've learned it. That's what's important. And 5% is just participating. Like actually being actively involved, not sleeping with your head on the ground. Okay? If you're going to be that person that's sleeping, you're not going to be in here. It happens. So, okay, questions with any of that? Okay, now, there's a lot of things going through your head right now. You're thinking, okay, why is it recording? Why are we doing all this other stuff? Let me explain. Okay, I have a website, if I didn't tell you this yesterday. Here it is. Okay? The address to get to this website. So you might want to write this down. It's a shameless plug, but it's important for you. GHVmath.com. I own that web address. Pretty easy, like GHV, okay? We're at school and we're doing math.com. I own MrWard.org. I own HSmath.org. So high school math.org. These are all the websites I own. I'm trying to buy more. But
aren't they, like, they lead to the same page?
they lead to the same page.
Yeah, I saw it.
Every single time. They lead, all of these addresses lead to this page, what you're looking at. So either one. I bet most people probably use the top one. It's the most common sense one, right? But any of them will lead to this website. I made this website 2 years ago for you guys. 2 years ago. I spent a lot of time and a lot of money doing this. And I update it every single day. You're thinking, okay, it's a website, whatever. It literally has every class video for every day of the year, and it never goes away. So let me explain. You're thinking, okay, I'm recording class right now, right? That will be on this website tonight. You can watch it, and it will never go away. It'll stay on that website for the rest of his life. So that way, if you didn't understand what we did today, you didn't understand the problem, you can watch it again in 1080p on YouTube with no ads. Because if you're gone, the most painful thing is like, we just learned something and you didn't get to see it. You can go and you can watch it. So, now, let me explain. So, this is my website. Everything will lead you here. So, I put this together. It's hosted by Squarespace. It's awesome. Now, at the top, daily lessons. This is probably where 90% of you will click. That's what we do every single day. It's all the daily lessons. These are all my classes I teach, right? You'll probably click on geometry since you guys are in geometry, and that's where you go from there. You can do that. Archive is from previous years, 2016, 2017, and I never take them away. It's all 180 days of the year, with every video and everything, and every worksheet and everything there. Okay? So if we're doing something in class, we go through and you're like, Lord, I didn't have any clue what you just talked about today. Like you did a couple of problems, and I still don't know how you did it. You can go back to previous years and watch how I taught it maybe differently. because I teach differently every single year. I do different problems, I make up different things. So maybe you want to go back to a previous year, because all the videos are titled by what the topic was that day, so you can go back and watch the video. But it's all 180 days of the year, 180 videos. Professional development, that's for any of the teachers or administrators that are coming in here for the model teacher to sit in the back and watch. I have girls basketball, student council stuff, and yes, I run a chess club. So if you ever want to be in a chess club, I run them. So, now, if you scroll down, this website is very pretty. You can see quotes, and you can see pictures, and you can see the daily lessons. I update this every day after school. So like yesterday after school at 4 o'clock, I was updating this website with all the videos. So you can see there's calculus. You can see there's geometry, here's pre-calc, and here's consumer math. Now what these all are, doesn't matter which one you're on. So here's geometry, you can click on the picture, because I always have a picture of that day. You can click on the word geometry, you can click on that homework button there. It has an outline of what we talked about, but it takes you directly to the site that has all the information of what we did that day. So like this yesterday, I'll click on it here in a minute. But that's what those look like. They all take you to the same, all three of those links take you to the same page that was what yesterday was. We have class offerings, so this explains all the different classes I have. You can kind of see like geometries right here. You can click on geometry, and that will take you to the main site, which I'll show you here in a second, which takes you to all the lessons and videos. It has a picture of the textbook in case you forget what it should look like. And then down here has all the links for homework. So if we have a worksheet or a practice test and you lost it, you can click this and you'll see a little drop down. You can click the actual worksheet and download it again and reprint it. There should be a math book in the library that's like on one of the tables, right? Just a math book sitting there. You can use that math book, go to my website, click these little homework things, and print off another practice test in case you lose it, because there's printers in the media center. They'll allow you to do that. So it's kind of nice in case you lose something, because I know people lose stuff. I understand that. I'm a realist. I usually have an extra copy of the practice test with me and stuff, so in case we need to get another one. But this is an easy way if you're at home and you have a print. Okay, but you can do it in the library too. Now, let's go up and let's talk about some stuff here now. I'm going to apologize. I need to update one thing right in front of you so that this will actually show up. Because I apologize, I should have done this morning, and I didn't think about it until the last class was in here. And they showed me that something wasn't working correctly. And I just updated it. Okay, perfect. Okay, now let me explain. So we're up here, you can click on these links down here, or some people don't like to scroll, so what you can do is you can click on the daily lessons at the top. You can click on daily lessons, go down to geometry, and it will take you to the main site. This is what that book at the bottom would do, and that word geometry would take you here. This has all the lessons. This will be every lesson. So like today's video will be sitting like right here tonight. It'll be right there. It'll say August 24th. It'll have a cool picture of something today. It'll have the outline of like what we talked about. Those are clickable. You click them and it'll take you right to the video. It has links of things you should use. Like Khan Academy is great. If you don't understand how to do something, go to Khan Academy. It's free videos, free tutorials, clicking like worksheets and stuff. You can try it. It tells you if you're right or wrong. You can do it for any topic. It's free. You don't even have to log in. You can just use it. It's kind of cool. I always put that on there. SciMath is literally a website you can go. You can type in a math problem, kind of like what that monstrosity calculator I talked about yesterday, how you can type in the word solve and do it. SciMath will do the same thing. You can type in a math problem, hit enter, and it'll solve in front of you. And I'll just tell you how to do it. Wolfram Alpha is the greatest calculator I've ever seen. Wolfram Alpha is made by Microsoft. It looks like a search engine like Google. It's very plain, just a search engine box. Type in a math problem, it solves it in front of you, and it tells you everything you want to know and more about that math problem, the history of it, everything where it leads to, graphs, pictures, you can do everything. It is not a search engine. It looks like one, but it's an encyclopedia, basically. Bubble.us, we're going to use this later this year. It's an outline, it's a graphical organizer for you when we get to topics. We're going to use that this year, and there's a project we have to do with that. Nearpod, this is something we're going to use in class. Nearpod, think of it like PowerPoint. It's like the PowerPoint presentation, but how it works, and I know this is going to seem really weird and very scary. When you go into Nearpod, you use a code that I give you that specific day. When I'm running a PowerPoint up here, like today, and I tell you to go to Nearpod, it will run that PowerPoint on your Chromebook in front of you as I click. So I'll click, and it will show up on your Chromebook on your screen. and it'll be, so you don't have to, like, if you have poor eyesight, this stuff will be on your Chromebook in front of you, like inches away from your face. So when I click, boom, it shows up in your Chromebook. Click, boom, it shows up again. So it's kind of cool. I use it all the time. It's free. You don't even have to log in. You don't have to download it. It just works. It's the scariest thing I've ever seen. It's kind of cool. Desmos is a graphing tool. Yes, we do graph. It is a math class. We will graph stuff. We use that for your Chromebook. It's pretty nice. It's pretty simple, and it's pretty. Now, at the bottom, here's this little carousel I talked about earlier. So this is chapter 1 stuff. So tomorrow's video will be right here, or today's video will be right here after school today. Tomorrow's video will be over here. That's Monday's video. And it'll just keep going. Then when we're out of chapter 1, then chapter 2 will be down here. Okay, so chapter 2 will show up. Okay, now let's click on it. Boom, this is what it looks like. It has a nice picture in the background. Usually it's me making something. And then at the bottom, it has the outline of what we learned that day. It's kind of nice. You can zoom, you can see. We're talking about website navigational stuff. And it has the PowerPoint. So if I'm talking about a PowerPoint, yes, you can individually download these slides. You can click and it'll go through all the slides. But it also has the videos. I recorded class yesterday, right? Well, here it is. And you can go full screen, it's 1080p.
Okay, now let me explain. I do record class. You know, that seems
That was yesterday, that was you guys
on.
yesterday.
I understand that. Okay, I just work yesterday.
Every single day, 180 days of these.
So this video is going to be
Live
just watching your video
Yeah,
inside the video.
yeah. Inception videos right now. Inception. Yeah. Okay, every single day, 180 days a year, I record class. So if you're gone, you're sick, you were late, you were somewhere else, you had something else going on, you didn't understand how to do it, you can watch the video again. It looks good. Like it's 1080p, that's a really nice camera. And you can hear it. You saw me. You heard that, right? It sounds really good. Like, because I got that sweet Rode microphone on. So, it's big. I'm probably going to get a new camera later this year. It'll be 4K. Excessive. 4K, but I'm going to do it. Because it looks good and you guys need it. So, you can see every pore on my face by that point. So, it's going to be awesome. Alright. Now, the reason I put that together, and I spent a ton of money doing that. You have no idea how much money I spent on this website. It's because I want you to learn. I want you to not have an excuse to, like, I don't know what we did. I need to see that again. Or you're gone because people are gone. You have things going on. You have a life outside this room. I understand. You can watch those videos, and I leave them up there for the rest of time. And you can go back. You can even see. Let me show you this. I'm going to go back to the archive and go back to geometry of 2017. That was last year's geometry class. I'm going to click on it here. This web is super slow. Look at this. This is last year. This is the entire 180 days of last year. Every single video is up. Let's go to chapter review day, chapter 2. This is last year, last November. Boom, there you go. That's usually what you'll see. It's always a picture of me going, oh, look at this. All right. But anyways, it has the outline of what we did that day. It has a worksheet. This one even has a worksheet, so you can download a worksheet. So it's like a clickable link. It has the video of me, what we did that day. And I zoomed in. Because like, if I'm doing something like on a PowerPoint that day, and all we're doing is that and I have the lights off, I'm zooming so far in, you can see the fly going on the marker board that day. So, and you'll watch me go through stuff. If we're doing a project, I usually have the camera pointed at you guys and it's watching the project itself. If you don't want to be on camera, just let me know. Because it might have somebody else. But yeah, I'll record class every single day for you guys. So there's no excuse, like you have all 40 minutes of class. It's a pretty sweet website. So I've spent a lot of time putting that thing together. So, but yeah, now I need to update because okay. Now you're probably wondering what I just did. That camera runs out of time at 24 minutes, 25 minutes, something like that. So I have to start and stop the camera so you can get all 40 minutes of class in. That's why I want a new camera, so it can go more than just 20 minutes. But that's the website. Use it. You know the addresses: GHV, math, MrWord.org, HSmath.org, and I'm going to try to buy some other ones later this year. But yeah, so there it is. Trust me, I've had kids that really use that website, like because I can see the traffic. I don't see the individual people clicking, but I can see, I get 2,000 hits a month on that website. 2,000 hits. I get about 2,300 views of a video sometimes, and I don't charge anything for it, and I don't collect any royalties through YouTube. I could probably do that and make some serious money, but I don't, because that's not the purpose of that website. I'm not doing it for money, I'm doing it for you guys, so keep that in mind. There's no ads, there's nothing, so it's pretty sweet. Now, let's check out some books. Let's do that now. So let me get rid of this.
Yeah.
All right, so let's check out some books here. Let me grab the junk. Then you hand these back. Perfect. Perfect. Yeah, and these are brand new, and they're I think new last year. Take care of these books. These are very nice books, but they're also weighty. They will break your back if you put them in your book, your bags. All right. How many more do I need? Just two? Perfect. Okay, these are yours. Okay, get a book cover on. When's the book cover due? Wednesday, and no option. It's 5 points or it's nothing. So, if you forget a book cover by next Wednesday, you get a 0 on the grade book. And now you're failing day 1 of geometry. And I'm not joking, it'll be an F in your grade book. And your parents will be emailing me, why does he have an F? He didn't put a book cover on. How easy is a book cover? Now let me show you examples, because some of you are like, what kind of book cover do you want, Ward? Here's the kind I want. Alright. You can do the little Saki thing that everyone does. This thing. Okay? You can do that. The only thing I warn you of, if you have one, they're fine, they're good, that's a book cover. And let's say you're at home and you get it wet. Water, something spills. Guess what color my book's gonna be? Whatever color this sleeve is. So if this thing gets wet, this book is now pink. Everything is pink. There'll be pink pages on the inside because they bleed. That's my only warning of that. They're fine, you don't use them, just don't get them wet. It's like a gremlin, don't get it wet. Mogwai I should say. Now this is crazy, but this was a Bill's Family food bag. Now somebody went a little excessive, they put duct tape on it, this starry thing. You don't need to do duct tape, that's excessive. The Bill's Family food bag is perfect. It covers it, it's not even attached to the book, like I can slide this book out of this thing. That's a perfect book cover, okay? You just need something. Now the reason why I warn you of this, okay? The book can be damaged quickly. It's heavy, it's really a heavy book. If you throw it in your locker, you are gonna break that book. Pages will fall out of it. I'll know if you do it, because it breaks instantly the minute you throw it in the locker. So, just be careful of that. Don't choose to use like a thin like newspaper to cover it. The reason why is if you bring this book back and forth from your locker to this classroom, you know, after 1 week that newspaper is gone. It's just disintegrated because the book is heavy, you're constantly sweating on it, and it's gonna go away. I recommend like a Bill's Family food bag, like a paper bag, or that little Saki thing, or something creative that I don't even know about yet. So you do need something. Try to avoid the newspaper unless you need it. But when does it due again? Wednesday, no options, Wednesday. On Monday, you're gonna get your online version. The online version is awesome because that means that after you get a book cover, and I check this off next Wednesday, because you have to bring these back on Wednesday, I'm checking it in here. When I check that thing off, you don't ever have to bring that book that you have in front of you back until the last day of school. You can use the online version if you choose to, and just log in through your Chromebook. Does that make sense? That's a lot less weight for you, and you probably already have your Chromebook on you anyways, because it's awesome. Now, if you're gonna do that, we'll get the codes and stuff and your login on Monday. I think most of you already have a login through the website we're gonna use. Mifflin or whatever it is, I think most of you had accounts last year in 8th grade, or if you're a freshman, you already had one. So We'll get you logged in, we'll get the book added to you so you can actually use that. And that'll be a Monday kind of thing, because that does take a little bit of time to get everyone working with that. But let's take a look at your books. Open it up. Everyone's got a book in front of them. Take a look. Okay, now first cover, first page. Okay, they got numbers on the inside. Alright. They got numbers on the inside. There might be blue, there might be black, there might be red. If you don't have a number, raise your hand. So we're gonna have a number. Perfect. Okay, so if you didn't have a number, you're gonna have to make up one. Alright, so here's what I want. You have to tell me your book number here in a second. Get rid of these. Okay, I'm going to just say your name. I think it's in alphabetical order, I think. Now, if I don't call your name, nothing personal, you may be out of the class today. We'll get you. All right. Sorry, I didn't mean to do that. Let's see. All right. Okay, Asia, what do you got? 66. Okay. Kylie?
50.
15. Okay. Let's see, Michael?
13.
13. Max?
19.
19. Okay. Alex?
24.
24. Now, do you prefer Alex or Alexander?
Okay.
Good, good. All right. Christopher?
53.
53. Jacob?
40.
40. Ashley?
74.
74. George?
79.
79. Let's see, Ashley.
5, 6, 7, 8.
6, 7, 8. All right. There's somebody that had to make up a number last year, didn't have a number in there. All right, that's good. All right, let's see, we're to Joe.
6.
Now, do you prefer Joseph or Joe?
Joe's fine.
Okay. And you said 6?
Yep.
Good. Let's see, we're in Bree.
17.
17. Molly.
1.
Okay, Wheeler, what do you?
69.
69. And we don't have a wolf here. All right. Okay, did I miss anybody? Apologies if I did. Okay, now, I'm going to say numbers again, just to clarify that I heard you right, because I have bad hearing, and I think you guys spoke up pretty well. But then I need your neighbor, I know this is going to seem a little odd, your neighbors have to check that that was the right number that I just said, and that your number is the same as what I just said to you. Does that make sense? Because you might be dyslexic, and you don't even know, or you had a lapse of dyslexia. Because I've had somebody in the past, their number was 72, and they told me 27. Okay, honest mistake, huh? Yeah, I had 27. I get to the end of the year, you turn in book 72, we have a problem. You told me 27. Now you owe me $142 and something cents for a book that you actually have in front of you, but you told me the wrong number. Okay, so I'm going to start. I'm going to say name, neighbors. I know this is going to be awkward for some people, like, stare at me, but neighbors, turn around and look at their book and confirm that that's the number I just repeated. Okay, okay. Asia, 66. Yeah, okay. Kylie, 50. Yeah, okay. Michael, 13. Yeah, okay. Max, 19. Okay. Alex, 24. Yeah. Okay. Christopher, you had 53.
Yeah.
Okay. Jacob had 40. Okay. Let's see. We're at Ashley. Is it Holman? Holman. Okay. 74.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. George, 79.
Yeah.
Okay. Bree, 17. Okay. Let's see, we're at Molly's 1. Wheeler is 69. Moorhead, you had 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, and then Joe, you had 6. People confirming that those are the right numbers that I said out loud. Okay, so I'm not hearing you wrong, or you didn't tell me wrong. Okay, I'd just like to confirm that. Thank you for that. All right, let's open up your book, though. Open up your book. Okay. Yeah, sorry. All right, so you have your book out in front of you. What I found over years of doing this, now I know geometry is a different animal, it's a different beast of a class, right? It's not algebra 1, we're not always solving for x every day. But what I found is that most people that struggle with math, it could be the instructor, it could be what we're talking about today, it could be the topic, it could be just difficult. But what most people struggle with is just reading your textbook. not knowing how to break it down, what are you looking at, because it's not an English book, right? It's not, it's not reading, Game of Thrones here. It's, it's got some different things we gotta decipher. So open up your book, kind of flip a few pages in. Let's try to get to page number 1. Not P1, but number 1. Because the P chapters are their prerequisites. I want to skip past chapter P. So we're in chapter 1. Chapter 1, section 1. So section 1, section 1.1. All right, everyone's there? Okay, page 1, or page 2, I guess, has that picture of somebody holding up a map very awkwardly, I think. Okay, all right, let's pull up page 2. Okay, and then page 1 has kind of some examples on the page. It has the section that says get ready and all that good stuff. These are kind of like in before chapters, they give you examples like what you're basically going to cover. I would like you to go to page 5. Now, all those pages leading up to page 5, actually page 5, not P5, but page 5, all those pages leading up are basically the topics you're going to get in that chapter. Kind of an outline, like here's what we're going to learn. If you don't know how to do it, this is what you should learn. Okay, on the top of the page on page 5, you can see in blue, at the very top, the banner at the top says 1-1, right? That is what I have on the board. So when you walk in here probably on Monday, I won't have all of this stuff again. I'll have at the very top, it'll probably look like this. And I'll have whatever that thing is, what is it, tools of geometry or lines, points, lines, and planes? Okay. Points, lines, and planes. This is probably what will be on the top of the board. I'll have a bunch of things written down below it, and it'll be like right here. That's your outline for the day. That's what we're going to talk about. So whatever's up there, that's like the topics, the bullets. That's usually what I go off of, that's my outline of what we're going to talk about that day, what we're going to try to learn together to get you comfortable to the point where we get there, right? This, sometimes I recommend that people write that down, like when we're there, right? So you're gonna, like when we come in here Monday, start writing down what we have on the board so you kind of know your topics and we can fill in the gaps in between. Now on your page, you can see below that, they have the then, how, and why. That's just kind of an outline of like why we're doing this. So if you're ever like, when are we gonna ever use this word in life? Then just read that, I'm not gonna waste my time. All right, then at the very top of the page, or I guess the part in white, they have the big number 1 and it says points, lines, and planes in blue. Then it starts going. The words that are in yellow and bold, does everyone see that yellow bold letters? Okay, those are vocab words. I'm going to warn you right now, they're a free game for a test. I do have vocabulary on my tests. There's a lot of vocab. I think last year, the first chapter test, I think it was 12 vocab words. 12. This chapter has a lot more than 12 words, but I picked 12 at random, and those go on the test. So how it works on your test, I'll have definitions written down, and I'll have a word bank off to the side with all those words that are in yellow, and you have to pick which word goes with which definition, you have to write it down next to it. I'll have a line sitting there. That's probably the most challenging part of my test. It's just vocab. I think it's the easiest part, because you have the words in front of you, and you have the definitions on that page right in front of you. You can flip through the book and you can see exactly the words I'm going to put on the test because they're in bold and they're in yellow. It can be anything from the chapter. Question?
No.
Okay. So, be cautious of that. I have vocab on my test. It's the thing that people cringe the most about after that first test. Like, God, I didn't know anything. So, Monday, come in. When is your book cover due? Wednesday. Don't forget. Get it done by Monday. I can give you your points already. You don't have to wait until Wednesday to scramble to figure it out. Don't forget your cell phones, and thank you for putting them up there. Have a good one. Have a great weekend. Friday.